Oh, there. You found it again.
I felt it. I felt it.
Yes. That's your second time. Second time. Let's even get it whilst it's hot. You know what to look for now. Have you ever noticed the higher you go, the weaker your voice starts to get? Maybe it's a gradual shift, or sometimes it's a more abrupt flip. And it feels like it always seems to happen at a certain part of your range. Now, the interesting part here is from experience, this flip or loss of power isn't because you've got a certain voice type, maybe you've got a lower voice. It isn't because, that's just a part of the voice where it has to happen. Most of the time, it's just revealing the technique underneath. And so I actually have a student who faces the exact same problem. And so in today's lesson, I want to show you the real reason why you're losing power in your upper range. And I also want to show you how simple the adjustments can be to get your voice sailing through that part of your range. But first, to understand what's happening, we need to take a look at the anatomy of the voice. So we've got our Adam's apple here. For you, it's probably not as prominent, but if you put your finger there, it's just like this little V-shaped notch that comes out. So like that's it's like if you kind of drag it from,
Okay. Yeah.
somewhere there, it's we don't need to be too specific. That is the edge of like your larynx. So your larynx kind of points out. It's like this piece of bone, right? Inside of it, we have these vocal folds. And you can think of them as like a pair of rubber bands in our throat. Now, there are two key functions, right? One, they stretch and they thin out. And that's how we change pitch. Like they kind of stretch, kind of like a rubber band. If you stretch and then you flick it, it's a higher pitch, right? That's the physics behind the voice. The other side of it is we have muscles that bring the chords together. And that, in a way, you can think of it, determines like the power, the efficiency of the sound. Because, if you just stretch your chords and the chords don't come together, there's no sound, right? So those are the two kind of key functions. A lot of what we're trying to do with singing is learning to control these muscles with more precision, right? Because notice, when we're doing the scales initially, what was happening is as we went up higher, you got to the note, but the voice got softer and like weaker. And basically what's happening there is you're stretching and thinning out the vocal folds, but the closure or the connection kind of frays, like kind of comes apart. And that's eventually what I want to kind of keep tackling in more detail. You were able to get more strength with the mums at the end, but there were still kind of little moments where they'll kind of just come apart, like little variations. So that's what the motion we're trying to get better at. As I stretch and thin out the vocal folds more and more and more, I don't have to change the closure. Now, on top of that though, that's what needs to happen here. There's all these kind of hosts of like all these different other motions that can get in the way. And so part of learning to sing is let's just get rid of all that extra junk. And then it gives us time and attention and space to focus on how well these guys are doing and working. So that's why I was like, okay, try not to like open your mouth, like not do all those extra things. We're just trying to get out of the way and allow these things to happen. Now, in the next part of this lesson, I show her a video of the actual anatomy, but because of copyright reasons, I won't put it into this video, but I will drop a link down into the description. So the key thing to kind of highlight there is there were these muscles called the CT. They're the muscles that basically stretch and thin out the vocal folds because, as they engage, they tilt this voice box, and that's what stretches the rubber band, like tilts it this way. Then he also had his thumb on something that was called the arytenoids, and they're generally the muscles that bring the chords together. So just kind of give you some insight on like why, the stuff that we're doing is kind of grounded in like anatomy. It's not like I'm just telling you to like think of this, or like when I start going to the weird stuff like the imageries and stuff, it's not just like to throw you off. It was trying to get these muscles to work a bit better. Now, better than knowing and just understanding knowledge is actually being able to do it. So I want to kind of come to a slightly different exercise to show you how these two muscles are actually interplaying. So try this, right? We're just going to do a hum. You can keep your mouth closed for this next exercise. And we're going to do something like this. And you might have heard these ones before, but if you can imagine what's happening, every time I'm initiating a sound, and you can kind of feel like a clean buzz here. That's another way to know if your chords are coming together nicely. That's the arytenoids engaging, closing.
Like
Closing,
I can
closing.
feel it here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you close your mouth and just hum, you can feel like a clean buzz here.
That's That's crazy. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I
Now,
love
can you make that even more clean? So instead of I want just a bit more precise. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty clean. Now, if you can imagine what's happening as I introduce pitch change, I'm basically bringing the chords together each time, then stretching them, then bringing the chords together and stretching them. That's the general motion we're trying to pick up with this exercise. So just run it a few times, get good with the pattern first. Just get good with that, and then we can focus on sensations after that. So give it a try. Yeah, do it again. That's good. One more time. Cool. Good. Now let's talk about how we can improve that. So what's really good right now is you can get to the pitches generally pretty easy. So that tells me that this part is working, right? The stretching part is working. But do you notice how it kind of goes from, it kind of gets more vague or less precise on the top.
Yeah.
That's this thing that's kind of coming apart. Now, if you can imagine how we solve it, right? That that kind of precise feeling you find down low, you can think of it as your chest voice. You got to take it all the way through. So you can't let it go. My kind of gets a bit more vague. Give that a try. Yeah, you started with amazing buzz, kind of starts to slip on the way up. Can you try that again? Yeah, less of a think of it more like There's almost like a precise movement. Let's try find that real quick. Just go That's basically what I'm doing with my mouth open. Yes, there. Do not lose that tap as you go up higher. You can almost imagine just constantly finding that again and again. Yes, there, done. That's it. Again. Changed. Good. Now, so there's an adjustment thing that we got to be careful of. You don't want to go too far. So we do want a clean, easy buzz, but we don't want to start to get too squeezy because that's too much. So there's a balancing act, right? The one you had before down low was perfect. So just to give you a reference of what that was, let's find that again. Close, a bit more precision. Close. That one had the clean kind of buzz on the first two, then it slips on the upper half. You've done it before. Yeah, kind of like that. Get the pattern. You had on the first three notes now. And don't change the pattern here, Sarah. So you got to get the scoops. That's pretty close. A little bit more buzz on the top. I'll take that. Yeah, if you think less air and more so let's do this. Yeah, it needs a bit more of that tap on the top. You had the tap on the when you go that was really clean. Now, do you feel like it's I know what I'm aiming for, but it's just hard to control, or is like a bit vague?
I mean, I wanna like hit the pitch, right? It bugs me when I'm out of tune, so that's a little, a little bit of it probably.
A little bit of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Also,
mean,
probably just fear that I'm not gonna hit the note. It feels,
uh,
as you're going higher, or as I am anyway, like it feels less supported. So I don't know. There's probably just a little. I'm like,
yeah,
is
a
it
little bit
gonna
of that.
come? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No, I get what you mean. Just
Yeah.
trust that. That you found it once before. That was really clean. I just want to see if I can get another example. That clean tap and that buzz that you find, it literally can't move.
Mm, 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 mm,
You started
mm,
off really strong. Can you take that all the way through? You can even make it a slightly bit more like whiny, a bit more kind of bratty. That can help it find it a bit cleaner.
mm, 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 mm,
Starts off
mm.
clean. Can you take that through?
Mm, 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 mm,
First two notes are
mm.
clean now, not need the whole way. If anything, let's go.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, getting a
mm.
bit cleaner there. A bit stronger.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm,
Yeah, yeah.
mm.
I need that cleaner.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, what if we go? Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, 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 oh,
Yeah, so that's
oh.
ho, ho, ho. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, 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 oh,
Yeah, let's go.
oh.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, 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 oh,
Yeah,
oh.
so these ones could be a bit better. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, 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 oh. Mm, 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 mm,
Oh,
mm.
there! You found it again.
I felt it. I felt it.
Yes. That's your second time. Second time. Let's see if
Yeah.
we get it whilst it's hot.
Mm, 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 mm,
You know what to look for now. The one before.
mm, mm, mm,
Not
mm.
quite.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm,
Oh,
mm,
that started off
mm.
pretty strong.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. And
mm.
by the way, it shouldn't take a lot of force. It's just
Okay.
coordinating. We're trying to find the right feeling.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm,
Let's go
mm.
mum 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 mum.
Mama, mama, mama,
Yeah, that's
mama.
kind of the feeling. Let's go mum 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 mum.
Mama, 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 mom.
Yeah, they're not quite the same. The mum has more that buzz. The
Yeah.
challenge with the mum, well, you can actually do this, and that's why we started with the first one. The consonant of the mum can help you find more closure because it is almost like a little bit of like a helping hand. Mum mum mum. Now, I want you to be able to do both, ideally, because then you can basically learn how to do it without the help of consonant. This is probably the main piece of work here. So
Okay.
each day, kind of come in and just find that smooth, easy pitch change first and do it softly. And then, repeat it with a bit more strength.
Mhm.
But then the big challenge right now is on this kind of like taps and scoops with your mouth closed. Can you get back to that clean, buzzy feeling quicker? So you've already done it twice today. So it's not like you can't do it. It's
Sure.
like, how do we get there more consistently and quicker? How did it feel to you? Like you've experienced it yourself.
Yeah, no, I feel like there was like some extra resonance or something going on. Like you called it buzz. I just feel like my face bones like electrified or something. Like I could feel it elsewhere besides here. Like,
Yep.
that was my finger was on it, but I felt like I don't know, like this too was a little electric in a way. Um, we talk about that in the brass playing world too. You can kind of feel it. You can also like hear extra overtones like when that happens. And I know
Yeah.
it's true in the vocal world too. I've just never like experienced it. So
Yeah. Well, those overtones come because your chords are actually sealing up more, so they actually create more of a buzz.